Have you ever stood next to an American long-haul truck with its long sloping hood stretching out in front of the cab, and then seen a European truck for the first time with a completely flat front and the driver sitting almost directly above the front wheels? They perform identical jobs, hauling identical cargo on roads built to broadly similar standards, and yet they look like they belong to different engineering traditions. The difference is not really about engineering tradition at all. It comes down to where two different governments decided to put their measuring tape. In the United States, federal regulations governing maximum truck length on interstate highways measure only the length of the trailer being hauled. The tractor unit, the cab and engine compartment, is not counted toward that legal length limit at all. A haulage company can therefore extend the hood as long as practicality allows, adding length entirely for free in regulatory terms, without reducing the trailer length they are permitted to attach behind it. But here's the surprising truth. European Union regulations work on the opposite principle entirely. The maximum permitted length applies to the overall vehicle, tractor and trailer combined, measured as one single figure. Every meter spent on the cab and engine compartment is a meter subtracted directly from how much trailer length, and therefore cargo space, the operator is legally permitted to haul. A long, traditional sloped hood of the American style would be a direct and continuous financial cost to a European haulage company, sacrificing paying cargo space purely for the shape of the front of the vehicle. Think of it like two competitions with identical overall scoring, but completely different rules about which parts of your performance count toward the final number. One competition only scores your final sprint and lets you take as long as you like warming up beforehand. The other counts your entire time on the track from the very first step. Athletes in each competition would naturally adopt completely different strategies, not because one group trains differently by nature, but because the measurement itself rewards different choices. European manufacturers responded to this incentive by developing what is called a cab-over design, where the driver sits directly above the front axle and the engine is positioned beneath and behind the cab, rather than in front of it. This shape minimizes the vehicle's front-end length to the absolute mechanical minimum, maximizing the trailer length available within the same total legal limit. American manufacturers, facing no such penalty for a longer hood, retained the traditional conventional layout, with the engine positioned ahead of the driver in a separate compartment, because doing so carries no regulatory cost whatsoever. So, if the cab-over design clearly maximizes cargo space under European rules, why hasn't it become standard in America too, where it would presumably offer the same theoretical advantage? The answer, as is often the case in regulatory divergence, comes down to the fact that American rules never created the incentive to switch in the first place. With trailer length measured independently of the tractor, American operators gain no extra cargo capacity whatsoever by adopting a cab-over layout, while losing the easier engine access, crash safety characteristics, and driver comfort that a conventional layout with the engine positioned safely ahead of the cab provides. The conventional design persisted in America, not from a lack of awareness of the alternative, but because the specific regulation that makes the alternative worthwhile in Europe was simply never written into American law. So, the next time you see these two distinctly different truck silhouettes side by side, you will know you are not looking at two design philosophies. You are looking at two different definitions of where a measuring tape is legally permitted to stop.